This video will talk about how to implement overloaded operator function in C++. Overloaded operator function is very important feature in C++. So you can see those functions are designed for the operator, and mostly it show you how you will associate with different user-defined class or object. So the first thing when you see here, we talk about operator function. So that means those function is associated with different operator. What operator we have in C++? For example, can you compare two objects? For example, if I have string 1, can I compare this string 1 and the string 2? Are they the same? Right, so that's why you can see equal sign. They are an operator. And sometimes, did you remember you have string 3? I can concatenate one string from another string. So I can concatenate string 1 and string 2. So this plus sign actually concatenates the string 2 at the end of string 1. So then I have another string. So that's why you can see here, when we say the operator, that means those equal sign or the plus sign we have here. So that's the operator we want to define how to use that to associate different objects. So the different operator, of course, we still have the assignment operator. Like here, you see you can assign the string 3 equal to the new string from string 1 concatenate with string 2. So then you have equal sign, plus sign, or greater than, less than. We all can compare. And earlier we said equal sign. So those operator is we want to implement the operator function. So that's the operator function mean. So in order to implement operator function, you have two different ways. The first one, to implement an operator function, we can implement the member function in a class. For example, later our demonstration will show you for the string class, we define the equal sign operator function, assignment operator function, and the concatenate operator function. So when you define the overloaded operator function, the first way we can do is a member function in a class. So later in our video, we will show you how to implement the member function in a class. Or the second one is we talk about the new function in this week. You have the other kind of function we call they are friend functions. So those friend functions, we allowed those functions can be accessed the private data in a class. So that's normally we have two different ways to implement the overloaded operator function. You can either define the member function belong to each object, or we can define the friend function in the class. Those friend functions, they can access the private data in a class. So now let me show you, for example, in the string class, how will we use those overloaded operator function. So what I want you to do is please open and download your chapter 10 example 1 from your demo file. So you run this program from your IDE. We will show you how we'll use different operator function from the string class. So anytime you can pause the video and get ready. So I want you to all open example 1 and run the program. So the first thing we see the source file now. You can see this example, I want to show you how to use different operator function in the string class. So that's why we include the string library. And here we declare 3 different strings. We have string S1, happy, string S2, birthday, and string S3. So like earlier we showed you, right? So now you have 3 string objects. So then we can use different operator. So we define different operator function in the string class. We have the equal operator, compare operator function. We have not equal comparison operator function. We have greater than, less than, greater equal to, less than equal to. So here we display the result in the conditional statement. So if S1 equal to S2, okay, so we return 2. If not equal, we return 2. So that's why here you can see we can use different operator function to compare the S1 and S2. So since S1 contain happy, S2 contain birthday, we know they are not equal to each other. So we are not equal to each other. This one, they will return 2. So you can see you also can compare two strings, the S2 greater than S1 or not. So in the string class, when they try to see a string is greater than the other one, actually they use the ASCII value, alphabetic order. So that's why here, because so S2 and S1, which one is greater? So since in the string class, they try to using the ASCII value to compare. So B and H, A, B, C, D, H. So that's why here H is have greater ASCII value. So that's why actually S1 is greater than S2. So later we will see S2 greater than S1, true or false? That will be false. So actually happy is greater than the birthday. They use the ASCII value. So you can try to run this program. So we can jump to see here, you see the output. So they are not equal. So S1 actually is greater than S2. So not only for those comparison operator function, remember we also can concatenate the string. So that's why when you go to the next example, we start from line 35 to 36. You can see we can concatenate S2 to the end of S1. And you see plus equal sign mean what? Plus equal sign mean S1 plus S2, then assign back to S1. So later if we try to print S1, the S1 will become happy asterisk birthday. So that's also the plus equal sign is an overloaded operator we define in the string. So that's why you can see here your output. So that's why the new S1 become happy birthday. So I want you to go over the whole example to see the output one by one. So this example will show you different comparison operator, assignment operator, concatenate operator. And also one thing is, remember for the string, we also can use the square bracket to access the character or the element one by one. So here we change the S1, the first letter become capital H instead of the lowercase h. So then the birthday, the B, we change become the capital B. So here you see the square bracket, right? Square bracket used for access the array element. But here, because you are associate the square bracket with a string object, so this square bracket is also an overloaded operator. So that's they define in the string class. So that's why we can access the string character one by one. Okay, so your turn now. I want you to go over the example 1 and also make sure you understand the so many different operator function we use to invoke from the string object. Pause the video anytime. Since I cannot answer your question now, you can write down your question and we can go over that during our Zoom meeting on Tuesday. Great, that's few overloaded operator function we demonstrate in the string class. But earlier, like we said, those operator function you can associate with different class. So your overloaded operator function is designed to associate with different object. Okay, so did you remember actually last week we talked about date class? Okay, so you can have a date is January. So we have the date class. Okay, so maybe we have the January 1st, 2020. Okay, so then we have another date. So here we say the date 2. So this one is April 8, 2020. Okay, so you have two different objects. So how can we compare these two objects? So can I compare date 1 equal to date 2? Okay, so can I compare the date 1 greater than date 2 or not? Okay, so right, actually you can. So that's one thing is if we want to use the overloaded operator or define your operator different way how you want to use in your user-defined class, that means you need to implement those overloaded function. So the next couple video we will show you. The first thing is how can we define those overloaded operator function as a member function in a class. Then the second, we can also define a friend function to implement those overloaded functions. So the next one, let's see how we will implement the equal operator or the greater operator in the date class.